Blackstone Audio presents How the Other Half Banks, Exclusion, Exploitation, and the Threat to Democracy by Mehrsa Baradaran. This book is read by Priya, Ayyar. Long ago it was said that one half of the world does not know how the other half lives. That was true then. It did not know because it did not care. The half that was on top cared little for the struggles and less for the fate of those who were underneath, so long as it was able to hold them there and keep its own seat. There came a time when the discomfort and crowding below were so great and the consequent upheavals so violent that it was no longer an easy thing to do, and then the upper half fell to inquiring what was the matter. Jacob Riis, How the Other Half Lives, Studies Among the Tenements of New York, 1890. Introduction. One of the great ironies in modern America is that the less money you have, the more you pay to use it. The American banking industry has stopped serving those who are too poor to bank. Those who are unbanked must pay high fees to fringe banks just to turn their paychecks into cash, pay their monthly bills, or send money to a spouse or a child. The unbanked pay much of their income, up to 10%, just to use their money. For these families, the total price of simple financial services each month is more than they spend on food. Indeed, it is very expensive to be poor. This problem, however, reaches well beyond those traditionally considered poor. 90% of Americans consider themselves middle class, yet anywhere from 20 to 40% of the population must rely on alternative financial instruments. And the tragedy of money being siphoned from the paychecks of ordinary Americans is the least egregious part of a much larger problem. Sometimes those who live paycheck to paycheck face an unexpected emergency. Over half the people in the United States are so cash-strapped that they would not be able to access $400 without selling something or borrowing money. The need to borrow to deal with emergencies, often at the very highest interest rates, adds another layer of financial strain on those least able to bear it. Tanya Burke is a single mother of two from North Carolina. She fell $500 behind on her rent and utilities when her 8-month-old son required emergency intestinal surgery. Tanya was insured, and the cost of this medical care was covered, but she had to take time off work to care for her son. When she went back to work as a secretary, earning $11 an hour, her paychecks could not cover her day-to-day bills and her new debts.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?